You are listening to Words Between Worlds, a podcast that brings your stories full of kindness, voices that spark warmth, and friendships that cross cultures and generations. Join us on this journey as we discover new words of meaning by sharing messages of hope that reach across continents. I'm your host, Li Qing. March 8 is International Women's Day, a moment to celebrate achievements of women and to look to the road ahead. Today, we turn our attention to a field that sustains every society: agriculture and the women who work in it. According to the United Nations, women account for more than 35% of global agricultural workforce, and in some parts of Africa and Asia, the figure rises about 50%. They plant seeds, harvest crops, care for livestock, and support rural communities. Their work feeds families, sustains livelihoods, and keeps local economies running. Karen Martinez, Strategic Planning Specialist at the Center for Sustainable Agricultural Mechanization under the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, shared her observations.
In China, more than 60% of the workforce in agriculture are women. And in Asia Pacific, it's a little bit less than 60%. Men prefer to migrate to the cities in order to have higher paid jobs. And women, because they have their families there, they need to stay where they are, which reduce the opportunities for women to get access to formal jobs or to get access to decision-making leadership positions. So this is a big weight on women that there is still need to work because there is this unpaid responsibilities that women still need to take care of. So they need to find ways to have some income. And agriculture is one way to do it.
While women play a very central role in agriculture, their path is not always easy. Access to resources, technology, and leadership opportunities can still be limited. Kai Mihara, a gender officer at the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations Regional Office for Asia and the Pacific, explained some of the challenges.
Although women play a very important role in agri-food systems, they face various challenges in accessing resources, inputs, services, technologies, and so on. For example, there are discriminatory social and gender norms that hinder women's effective participation and access to resources and inputs and services and play a leadership role in agri-food systems.
These barriers affect not only individual women, they also shape the future of food systems and global development. Research increasingly shows that empowering women in agriculture can generate benefits far beyond farms and households, Mihara explained.
According to FAO's report from 2023 on the status of women in agri-food systems, closing the gender gap in agri-food systems can boost the global GDP by 1% or nearly $1 trillion. And this would decrease the number of food insecure people by 45 million. Numerous studies have demonstrated that empowering women can have multiple benefits, not only for women's incomes and well-being, but also for the food security and also for the society as well.
In other words, when women gain access to resources and opportunities, the benefits ripple outward. Communities become more resilient and food systems become more sustainable. Martinez has witnessed these changes firsthand while working with rural communities in Shandong province in East China.
I have the opportunity to see in real life how this works and how these women are working very hard to be part of cooperatives. Now they are managing cooperatives. They are learning how to use heavy machinery. They are bringing these innovations to their communities and they are giving the knowledge to other members of the communities because they understand that when everyone have more income, when everyone share this income, the entire community plus her are going to be better off to fight food insecurity or climate change.
Stories like this show how women are not only farmers, but also innovators, educators, and leaders within their communities. In early March 2026, China's annual session of its top legislature and the political advisory body, known as the Two Sessions, were held in Beijing. Female representatives from the agriculture sector shared their experiences and raised suggestions for rural development. One example is Bi Lixia, a deputy to the National People's Congress from Hubei province. Back in 2010, she noticed a growing challenge in her hometown. Fewer people were farming, and more farmland was being left idle. She believed that large-scale farming through land transfer would become the future of agriculture. She established the first agriculture machinery cooperative in Jianli, a county in Hubei province. The cooperative promoted mechanized rice transplanting and helped break a key bottleneck in full process mechanization for rice farming. The result was higher efficiency, increased yields, and a new nickname for Bi, the grain queen. Coming from a farming background, she brings the voices of farmers to the national stage. She proposed cultivating interdisciplinary professionals for modern agriculture, improving benefits for new farmers, encouraging university graduates to work in rural areas, and expanding training programs through China's agriculture extension system. She also suggested developing more user-friendly and affordable smart agriculture machinery, building county-level digital platforms that connect agricultural production and sales, and promoting digital finance and agriculture insurance tools to help farmers overcome financing challenges and secure stable incomes. Women are important promoters of human civilization and social progress, and have scored remarkable achievements in all walks of life. Chinese President Xi Jinping wrote in a congratulatory letter to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Forum on Women in September 2024. The development of women has long been an important part of China's social progress. Over the decades, the focus has evolved from reshaping social roles in pursuit of gender equality to supporting women in pursuing diverse paths and realizing their individual potential. Mihara also highlighted China's efforts to promote gender equality and women's empowerment in rural areas.
I understand that China has made a significant stride or progress in promoting gender equality and women's empowerment as part of its comprehensive strategy for rural revitalization. For example, I understand that since 2017, more than 2 million women have been targeted through its nationwide training program as part of rural revitalization. This is an excellent example that other countries can follow. And also, women's development or empowerment has been part of China's comprehensive strategy for poverty alleviation. Women has benefited a lot through this strategy and resource allocation, such as medical or health-related services and other programs as well.
In September 2025, a white paper on the advancement of women's development was released by China's State Council Information Office. Martinez was particularly struck by some of the data highlighted in the document.
They said that 50% of internet businesses are women. There was like a 450 billion yuan invested in microloans that have helped over 8 million women to increase their resources, their income. These examples create an effect of what not only China is doing, but also the example of China to other countries.
The white paper notes that China has established a legal system to protect women's rights, anchored in the constitution and centered on the law on the protection of women's rights and interests, supported by more than 100 laws and regulations. Progress can also be seen in education and healthcare. Today, women account for more than half of all students enrolled in higher education institutions in China. Meanwhile, policies focusing on women and children have improved healthcare services and extended women's life expectancy in China to 80.9 years as of 2020. Mihara said she believes these efforts reflect a broader development vision.
I understand that women's empowerment and their development has been part of China's broad economic and social development, and women have been playing an active role for China's economic development agenda. China can play a very important role as a leader in promoting gender equality based on China's experiences.
Every step forward in women's development carries significance not only for individuals, but also for societies as a whole. Martinez noted that these efforts are closely linked to global development goals.
I think they contribute directly to the Sustainable Development Goals, where the woman's work and woman creating gender equity, it's key factors our UN General Secretary mentioned that has ripple effects into different kinds of sectors like health, livelihoods, education, and other ones. So these directly impact into the Sustainable Development Goals that goes into the 2030 agenda.
Across farms, villages, and rural communities, women continue to shape the future of agriculture. But the story of women's empowerment does not stop in this field. Around the world, women are scientists, entrepreneurs, educators, and leaders. They are driving innovation, advancing communities, and shaping the future of our societies. And as we mark International Women's Day, let's emphasize the important fact that when women have access to knowledge, resources, and opportunities, the benefit entrepreneurs, women have access to knowledge, resources, and opportunities, the benefits extend far beyond individuals. They reach families, communities, and generations to come. Thanks for joining us on this episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe and share. Until next time, this is Li Qing, and this has been Words Between Worlds, bringing voices together one story at a time.